Hello, and welcome to the Empowerography Podcast. This is a platform created for women's voices to be heard and a place to share their stories, journeys, and successes with the world for the purpose of helping other women who might be on similar journeys. We are empowering women one episode at a time. I'm your host, Brad Walsh, so kick back, grab one of your favorite beverages, and enjoy the stories. If you're looking for jewelry that makes an impact on your self-care routine and your style, Empowerography would love to offer you a discount code to one of our exclusive partners, Quartz & Canary Jewelry and Wellness Company. Please use code EMPOWER15 to receive 15% off upon checkout at www.quartzandcanary.com. Quartz & Canary is truly the place where spirituality meets style. Hello there, Brad Walsh here, your host of the Empowerography Podcast. Today, my guest is Emilie Petras. She is the owner and founder of Wellness Warrior based in Barrie, Ontario. How are you doing this morning, Emilie?
I'm doing very well, Brad. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How's your morning going so far?
It is pretty good so far. It's a more mild day in the winter here, so nice and fresh and nice temperature to get outside. Absolutely.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you so much for agreeing to be a guest on the podcast. I know it's been a while. We've been trying to get this going for a while.
Yes.
So it's nice to finally have you here and chat with you and hear a bit about your story. I appreciate you taking the time to be a part of the Empowerography community as well. So
yes, and thank you so much for having me. And yes, I apologize. We've been trying to make this happen for a few months now. So it is wonderful to connect with you.
It's amazing to have you here as well. So let's jump right in. So, Emilie, you grew up in Darmouth, Nova Scotia, and have a huge love for sports. You moved to Botswana and became a personal trainer and teacher at an upscale private gym. What prompted the move to Botswana?
So living in Nova Scotia, my older sister had actually gone through university to Botswana. So she had started doing some programs over there. She'd been there for a few years. And so being the younger sister, I was kind of curious, like, what is she doing, over in Africa and why is she still there? So I actually had gone to visit her. And then upon visiting her, I was like, wow, I can, there's something I can actually contribute to here. And there's something I can do. I was also at a place in my life where I was kind of like, you know what, I'm young. This is the time to do it. So It was a real adventure. I kind of packed up and, kind of figured it out as I went. So, and it turned out to work out really well for me. So
how long were you there for?
I was there almost 8 years.
Wow. 8 years.
Yeah.
Holy.
So, when you go and visit somewhere, it's like, a few months you get used to, the visitor aspect of it. But I think it took me about a year to really acclimatize to the culture. And that's when you really start feeling the cultural differences, because you get so used to living a way of life and in your own country and your own culture. But it took a whole year for me to actually settle into that.
Wow. And how long was your sister there for? How long did she end up staying?
So she left before I left, but she was there before I was there. So she was there a total of, I think, 10 years.
Wow. So what prompted the move back? Did you come back to Canada after Botswana?
I did come back to Canada. I actually moved directly to Barrie, Ontario.
Oh, okay.
I had never lived in Ontario before. So I went Nova Scotia, Africa, Ontario. Interesting path, but it is my path. So I'm very happy and proud of it. I was prompted because I got to a point in my life where I started to be like, what am I actually doing? I really have always wanted my own family, and to be married. And I think I started making the realization that I really missed the Canadian culture. And I think I really, at that point, thinking of having children and raising them was kind of reflecting on the way of life there and what that would mean for them. So it was really the want for children. Right. And I also have a family member, an older brother here in Barrie.
Okay.
Yeah, who's got 4 little boys. So that was, moving closer to family because you are very far away when you live in Africa. So
absolutely.
It was the culture and wanting to be closer to family and thinking of my own family in the future that drew me back.
How was the adjustment period when you came back to Canada?
So great question. It actually was harder coming back than it was going there. Yes, I found it
Wow.
more culture shock coming back. I think honestly, it was also living, being raised in Nova Scotia and then living in Ontario. It's a different way of life, even from there to there.
Yeah.
Different pace.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, different cultures. So I found coming back from Africa to Canada was challenging in the sense that our overconsumption of things, we take a lot for granted. I've slid right back into it, being here for 3 years now, but it was I had a hard time watching people being wasteful with water, our power, like the little things that are day-to-day life that we don't even realize how privileged we are to have it. Just the wastefulness with our food. We have so many options. We don't realize the amount of options we have.
Yeah.
Also, I found it hard just to shift to the pace of life. Africa can be a very slow, it's hard working. It's just a totally different pace. And way things are done. So I had a harder time coming into Canada than I had going into Africa.
Wow, that you wouldn't think that though. You would think it would be the other way around, but
wow. I thought that. And don't get me wrong. There were some very challenging, frustrating times knowing things can be done in a particular way. And then, you have to really learn patience, especially with learning a new language and being around a totally different culture. But I found it harder coming back just because how materialistic we are, how much we take for granted, our overconsumption, and really just realizing how simple we can actually live and be happy and that we don't need the excess. Yeah,
that I would think is a huge thing and very hard to get used to for sure.
Yeah. So, but I've adjusted. So I often, I have to remind myself, I often try to reflect and go back into that headspace because I get caught up in it myself. I get caught up in the rush and the, go. And we need more. So I always like to just check myself.
Yeah.
And pause and reflect and be like, wait, this is not what's important.
Well, I would think that this past year, 2020, has helped along with that as well, right?
Big time.
Yeah.
And I actually think it's my experience in being in a different country that's given me the ability to connect with people the way I do and to be able to see things in a different kind of light just from having had that experience and knowing how to slow things down and remembering, let's go back to the basic. Let's go back to the ground because really that's what's important. We don't need all this extra. And I think in this light, people who have never experienced that, those are the people who are struggling the most.
For sure.
Biggest shift.
I just hope that we're able to maintain, because all of us have had to learn how to adjust and to slow down and take the time. So I just hope my hope is that when we do come out the other side of this whole mess, that we keep in mind these things that we learned over the course of these 9 months or 10 months or however long this lasts, that we keep all of that in the back of our minds and remember that when we do come out the other side, not to fall back into those patterns and habits, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly it. I think, taking this as a learning lesson and taking this as a life experience rather than letting it be very heavy and negative. Yeah. It's an experience. And really, this is an opportunity for us to really refocus on what matters.
Absolutely.
And so I'm looking at it with that side of eyes. Yes, we all get caught up in the day to day, but if we really look at the big picture, it really puts in perspective what actually matters. And I think it's a big lesson for the entire world.
Absolutely.
We've got nothing if we don't have ourselves, and that's what matters, and our family, and, come back to the basics. Yeah, that's all we really need. So yes, I agree with you. This is a real opportunity for us as people, and our culture.
Yes.
Our culture, because we have a consumption culture.
Oh yes, for sure.
Image,
yes.
Consumption.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
You got it. So let's come back. Let's get back down to the ground. Let's go back to the basics. What do we actually need to function? We don't need any of it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure.
And it's who we are as people that really matter at this point, right? And what we're doing for ourselves and what we're doing to help each other.
Yeah, absolutely. So you were always interested in sports, but why did you decide to dive into physical fitness and personal training?
So yes, sports has always been a huge part of my life. Since the moment I pretty much came into the world, I was a very physical person. It was combined with my love of people. So my entire life, I actually went into nursing. I thought I was going to be a nurse in the fact to help people. But what actually happened is I actually started to bridge my love of helping people with just being a physical person and really understanding the physical body and understanding how it works and being attracted to being physical. So what happened is I was able to bridge those two together. And the way I looked at it is that I'm actually doing more preventative health. So I like to look at personal training as that I'm helping someone better themselves to prevent, all these health conditions coming in the future, mental health, all of those aspects. And I think having the background in sports and having the background in nursing has really it just came naturally.
Okay. Excellent. Now you're now also a Reiki master. What inspired you to get your training and certification as a Reiki master?
Yes. So Reiki has actually been something, again, I think it's my love of, I think I've always kind of been a natural healer or someone that always naturally wants to help people. So I actually had it done as a child by a family member. Okay. So I was introduced to it years ago. And it's always been something that I think I've been doing with people when I interact and I meet people, all different cultures and countries and ages and economic backgrounds. I think I've always kind of been using Reiki for a connection. So it's something that I've been thinking about for years. And I finally got to a place in my life where I'm at that level of my own personal spirituality and learning that when I'm delivering my business and working in my business, there is an aspect of that naturally coming in.
Right.
So it was just time to actually put a certification to it and let people know that I am practicing and using that as well, because people are naturally drawn to that with me. So I'm just using it to lift my business and to have another aspect of it and the whole well-rounded, approach to it. Holistic approach.
Offer more to your clients.
Exactly.
So you're the owner and founder of Wellness Warrior. How long have you been running this business, and why did you decide to open your own personal training and wellness business?
Right. So it's not been quite a year. January will be officially a year that I've been doing it on my own. When I came back from Africa, I decided I had been doing it when I was there, but again, totally different culture, totally different way of doing things. So I came back, I started working in various gyms here in Barrie, Ontario. And I realized that I have a very particular way of doing things. I'd gotten used to doing things in a particular way in a different country. When you're in Africa, you have the ability to climb ladders a lot faster than you do in North America. Okay. So I was in a kind of a different position and doing things in a different way that I got used to. So moving back to Canada and going into your traditional gym setting, I tried it. I learned a lot. I made a lot of connections that way, but I realized I do not fit in a box. Right. I like to do things my own way, and I have my own, which is a great quality, I think.
Yes, sometimes for sure.
It, pros and cons to it, but it really showed me that I'm actually a true entrepreneur because I have a way of doing it and I believe in my way and it has worked for me. So I think it was just a natural transition as I kept trying to fit into these boxes in these gym settings. And I just kept wanting to push those ceilings, push those walls, and expand myself.
Yeah. Okay. Now can you tell us a bit about what your business is all about and how you came up with the name?
Yeah. So Wellness Warrior is, like I was saying, more of a
I love the name,
approach.
by the way.
Thank you. I do too. I do too. And I'm very, I believe in it because I believe also that's what I am and who I am. And that's the transition in the life I have taken is the Wellness Warrior. So it's a lot to do with myself actually, and learning and teaching myself and then spreading that to others. So it's all about the holistic approach. It's, the combination of fitness, nutrition, and mindset, and now tapping into more spirituality as well. It's also like, I don't like to think of it as personal training because it's more than that. It's more of a well-rounded lifestyle program. And it's about helping a person kind of become their best selves. So functioning in their home, functioning in their daily life, with the personal training aspect, but again, kind of lifting the entire person in everything that they're doing. Okay. So how I came up with the name, the wellness part probably was about 3 years ago. So way before I actually knew I was going to go into my own business, I was already kind of having this wellness warrior coming about. Right. So the wellness part probably came 3 years ago when I came back to Canada and I realized I really need to incorporate the entire person. Yeah. And it's really about the whole approach. So it was something that was very important to me to talk about the nutrition, talk about the spirituality, with people and incorporate that. And then the warrior part, which is huge. I've been calling myself a warrior for years. So it's coming from myself. It's all about pushing through different challenges that come in your life. So we all go through stuff. We all have challenging times. We all have dark times. It's taking that wellness approach and applying it to your inner warrior. So the warrior represents your inner strength, your courage, your determination, and it's taking that and, that mindset, that inner person and lifting them using the wellness. Okay. So it's really what I believe. I think of myself as the wellness warrior. Like I said, everything I teach, I wholeheartedly believe in because I've practiced it myself for years.
I love it.
Yes. So I'm the wellness warrior. That's what I like to think of myself as. And that's what I call my clients warriors.
That's awesome.
Again, it's that powerful, empowering element that, when they're in a hard time in themselves, in their home, to remind themselves of who they are, what they're capable of. I'm not going to be with them every single day of their life.
Right.
So it's kind of placing that seed in their mind to find that inner power for themselves.
Beautiful. Now, you've also created a few online series workouts for your clients. Can you speak a bit about what those are and tell us about each of them and what prompted the creation?
Yeah, so this is a newer element. It's not something, I'm actually not the most savvy on the, with computers and laptops and things, but I'm learning very quickly because that's the day we're in. Yeah. We are in this day and age. Actually, being in Africa puts you way further back technically.
I'm sure it does.
So I got used to doing a lot of things old school style.
Yeah.
But it's actually, I'm taking it on as an adventure, being more connected using the internet, which is actually opening the world up at our fingertips. And it gives me the ability to connect with people all over the world, which is a real gift.
Yes.
Especially having traveled so I can stay connected with those people. So during the period of COVID, I really had to expand myself. So again, I think it's actually been a real gift in many ways to me personally.
Yeah.
I've been able to develop an online, like a weekly program called Wellness Wednesday.
Okay.
So I've actually been able to tap back into clients that were in Botswana and people that I grew up with in Nova Scotia and people who I've met in Botswana who have traveled all over the world and now are in different corners of the globe, able to come back on a Wednesday morning and kind of excite them, energize them, remind them, even in this really challenging time, of that they have a choice to get themselves up and moving. So that's what Wellness Wednesday is all about. It's about pumping in positivity. It's about creating a global network. It's about encouraging people to take charge of their wellness and their life and their mental health.
Yeah.
And it's kind of putting that all together on a little 1 hour session that I put on for free on Wednesdays. And that all got developed when COVID hit.
Okay.
And it's actually brought me more clients. So it's worked really well.
That's always good. Bringing in more clients is always good.
I was able to, get back out there, get my face out there, get my voice out there, get what I do best, which is lifting people and encouraging people. So it really opened a whole new element for me. So that was one aspect. And then also bury defeat depression. We've just started kind of communicating and developing a series. So again, going and tapping into the mental health aspect, especially right now.
Yes, for sure.
People are seriously struggling. So using wellness approach, using that internal power that people have, and using exercise to teach people, to get people up and moving, and, you know, using that to defeat a lot of mental health stuff. So that's being worked on currently. And then the third part that is being worked on is an online program kind of workshop called Wellness from Within, which is also using the whole wellness, mental health, teaching you how to adjust your lifestyle so that you're going to be your best version. And you're learning the tools and the ways to keep yourself active, to keep that positive mindset, to keep that internal warrior, so that you can go into your life being your best version. So all of these things are online pieces, which is very new to me, but working with it, because that's the time we're in.
You're an incredibly busy lady. Holy shit.
I'm doing my best. Yeah.
Well, that's good to keep busy for sure.
Thank you very much.
It's good for business too.
Well. It is.
What do you see as your 5-year plan for the business?
So again, that has shifted during COVID. I had a pretty clear vision for a long time, but again, I think my eyes were opened quite a bit, and also reconnecting with people across the world. I've shifted my 5-year plan. I want to keep 80% of what I'm doing online, because I think that's the time we're in. And I also realize I can reach more people that way. I have a lot more connections, you know, internationally than I do locally.
Right.
So I do think that I'm going to benefit personally in my own business, and also my ability to connect with people if I stay online. So 80% online. However, I cannot leave people fully, because I absolutely love connecting with people. And that's where I actually feed off of my energy, is when I'm in front of people. So I'm going to try to keep 20%. So 80% online courses, and just maintaining that online presence and building courses and things that can continue for years. And then 20% is the ability to still step into the community. I don't like to keep myself in one area. I like to be able to float. And interact with the community. So doing community events, whether it's bury, defeat depression, or, you know, I like to volunteer for a lot of things and do a lot of wellness, you know, where I'm teaching yoga, or I'm doing exercises, or I'm speaking, or I do an educational workshop as well on weekends. So I need to have the ability to float a little bit. So 20% to that.
Okay. Now, do you specifically focus your business on women? And if so, why specifically women?
So originally, no.
Okay.
I was much more of a general, I like to just help anyone, any age, any economic background, any, you know, people of any bit I would like to help. So I started out that way. However, more females have definitely gravitated towards me. So I've kept my long-term males with me, but there's only a handful of them. And it's only because they've been long-term with me.
Right.
But it's definitely women gravitate. Women are easier to connect with. Women really seem to be the leaders in the household as well. So I feel like if you can tap into with the female, the entire household kind of goes with it, which is a great thing to see happen, and what I really like to see. Most recently, I've really started to find young females. So actually between the age of 15 and 20, I'm starting to find my niche there. So I'm thinking what's happening is these young females, especially the ones that are involved in sport, I started to take on more of them, and I'm actually finding that powerful, and where I'm going to be focusing my attention, because they are our future leaders.
Yes, for sure.
They're the ones that are going to pull this economy back after all of this has happened. And I feel like they have the hardest time right now. Like, yes, we're all struggling. I love seniors. I love children. But I think it's the young adults, especially the females, who need the support and the encouragement, and to build themselves up the most. Because I think it's those females, the young females, that are going to be leading us.
Yeah.
And it's
sure.
who I want to lead us.
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
So my focus and my energy has been kind of directed towards them. And I feel like they're the ones who are absorbing what I am teaching naturally the most.
Okay. What excites you most about being an entrepreneur?
I think what excites me the most is having the ability to build my own schedule. I actually, people think that you're going out there and clients are finding you, but I really think that I've become particular about what clients I actually work with.
Right.
So it's about the energy I'm surrounding myself with. So I'm very particular about who's around me and the energy. I love being able to create things for people. And again, I go back to that. I have a way of doing things. I'm particular about things and the way I do things. So I like being in control of that.
Okay.
And it's also the ability to have a robust lifestyle and having the flexibility to adjust and move things. And if I want to take this day off to go and do something completely different or do a workshop or teach something different, I have that flexibility to create it the way I want to.
What would you say is your favorite part of your business?
By far, the best part of my business is watching someone change, igniting that light in them if it wasn't there before, and watching them kind of take charge of themselves from what I've given them, the tools I've given them, the support I've given them, the teachings I've given them, and then watching them take that, lead it, and then share it with other people.
Okay. What is the most frustrating part of your business? The flip side.
Yeah. So there's always frustrating parts for sure. It's not probably having the skill set, the time, the structure, or like the ability to learn the technology fast enough. I'm finding the technology part the most frustrating for me, and keeping up with technology and what needs to be built technical wise to keep up with the clientele coming in.
I think that's a problem that a lot of people are having is, and I'm going to use this word, I'm almost getting tired of this word for 2020 because I think it's the word of 2020, but pivot. We all have to pivot and adjust and change. Otherwise we're going to get left behind. And unfortunately, or fortunately, which however you want to look at it, technology is a huge part of this pivot, right?
Yeah. And I think, at least, I'm a little on the younger side of the generation, but it is definitely a transition, and we should all be open to transition. That's how we learn and grow the best.
Absolutely.
So exciting parts to it that we are learning new things.
For sure.
But yes, can be very frustrating. And you're absolutely right. It is a pivot. We all need to be light on our feet, stay on our toes, because that's the world we're living in.
That's right. How much of a role does body positivity, self-love, and self-confidence play in your training methods with your clients?
These are huge. These are actually the fundamentals of wellness warrior mindset, especially with the young adults that are starting to come in more with me. It's huge. It's, again, we strive for, it's not that we don't want to strive for goals and results. We do. Those are very important. However, learning that our exterior isn't the reflection of our actual well-being and how healthy we are and how much we can handle and take on. Our outer appearance has nothing to do with that. So I'm trying to teach, when we learn to focus on our strengths and, focus on the small wins, that we're learning sustainability and we're learning a lifestyle for long term. And that's really what I'm after. Is the sustainability, and that it's a transition into a lifestyle. And if you have the right mindset and the right internal drive, it's going to go a lot further. I felt like you were about to say something there. Yeah,
I was just going to say that I would think that that's key because, I mean, with the way society has gone with, again, going back to technology and social media and how they've influenced the younger generation with they've got to look a certain way and this and that, like it's
huge.
Yeah. It's hard I would imagine it's incredibly hard to deprogram that in someone.
Yeah. And again, you're 100% right. And it's becoming more and more, especially you get all the teenagers with the cell phones in their hands and it's just pumping out images. We are over-sexualized. We have an over-sexualized image.
For sure.
And I'm actually super sensitive to that because, again, it's easy to fall into that.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not the role that we want to be teaching. That's not what we want. Like, if you're thinking of your young daughters, becoming adults,
Yeah.
if we start trying to lead that way and run our business and run our clients on that approach, we're going to have a really hard time in 10 years where are we going to be? So this is huge for me. This is like the fundamental approach, is that you really need to look internally, and teaching that and finding that inner voice and realizing it's about what you can do. It's about how you feel. It's about how is your mindset? What do you feel?
Right.
Because again, it's great to focus on the outside, but if you focus inside first, what I've found and what I teach is that you take care of the inside, the outside just follows along.
That's right.
It just happens naturally. So I'm especially with these young females I've started teaching, it's really, my lead is hugely important as well. What I'm doing and how I'm teaching, how I'm dressing, how I'm speaking, that message I'm putting out to the world has become more important and more valuable to me because of people who are watching me.
So these would be then some of the ways that you deal with clients, because I'm sure there are a lot of them that come to you that do deal with these issues, body positivity and self-love. So these are some of the ways, leading by example, how you dress, how you teach, how you coach, all of that would be how you help these clients deal with these issues when they come to you.
Yeah. And it's amazing because it doesn't matter how old someone is. It doesn't matter if they're male or female. It doesn't matter their background. Everybody has those surface insecurities.
Absolutely.
Everybody. So I think I know going into someone new coming in that to take that approach anyway. Okay. And it's helping people get that structure and that organization as well, and reinforcing. I'm super into positive reinforcement, especially with the young girls. Yeah. And helping people shift their focus, helping this constantly reinforcing that internal drive, and that's where again that the spirituality a little bit taps in. I'm a little bit still cautious of it, and particular about who I share that with. Yes. But really I'm doing it with everyone. They just don't realize it. So
I love it.
Yeah. So it's really about, giving them that that positive reinforcement internally, and then they shift externally,
Yeah, for sure. Who have been the three most influential people in your life?
This was actually hard to answer. I mean, I've got very quick answers, but there's been so many, and I've had a lot of really great leaders in my life, especially females. I've got a lot of strong females in my family. Yeah. So it would always, of course, be my mother. Yeah. She is, I call myself a warrior, but really, she's the one who taught me how to be a real warrior. So, she is quite an incredible woman. So my mother, my older sister, also, I think my entire life I've been looking up to her. So she is quite a force. She's an incredible person. She's done incredible work. And I really admire her. Anytime she gives me her opinion or her perspective, I take it with a huge load of respect. Yeah. So she, and then the third person is my husband. Okay. Just because of, learning his approach to things and his way of thinking has really opened my eyes and taught me more. So my mother, my sister, and my husband.
Okay. To date, what would you say is your biggest high or your greatest win?
Definitely meeting my husband and getting married. Okay.
What do you think your unique skill set or superpower is that's helped you become successful?
It is 110% my energy, my love for people, and my ability to connect with people. I've always loved people. So I've known that I'm supposed to be working with people my entire life. It didn't matter. It was more of a matter of figuring out the approach to that. Right. So it's all about helping people become their best versions, whatever aspect. Like, again, I thought it originally was going to be nursing and that I was going to be helping people that way, but it's kind of transitioned into its own way. And it's all about the ability to get through to people, for people to hear me, for people to know that I'm there to support them. So it's a real energy connection thing for me.
Amazing. What makes you feel inspired or like your best self, Emilie?
When I am my best self, it is when I am surrounded with people who are also, I find inspiring, and that I can look up to, and that I feed off the energy off of them. And I cannot get enough of watching people lift themselves and become their best selves. So it's almost like the more energy I see someone else rising with, I feed off of it. So the energy is contagious. I love incorporating wellness and teaching people. And then when I can see them lifting and changing and incorporating it, it feeds me. So it's inspiring people. It's when I'm practicing all the things I'm preaching and I'm living my life as well as I can, I feel my best and I am my most inspired.
What was a turning point in your life and how did it affect you?
So definitely moving back to Canada was huge. Huge. It's almost like I feel like I've lived 3 different lives. I've just had my 33rd birthday and I feel like I had one life in a particular way when I lived in Nova Scotia, a totally different life when I was in Africa, and now another life. Like I'm still who I am, but the amount of transition and the amount of personal development and growth that has happened in each stage has just, it has been life-changing for me. So again, like I was saying, the culture shock moving back, I've really had to grow. I've really had to look at myself in a very deep way. I also have this great appreciation for seasons. It seems like the silliest thing, but I really appreciate winter. Yeah. Going for that many years without having winter and having a summer, it's just, there's like one season there, which is hot. So
the season is called hot.
Yeah. So, to see snow, so it's actually helped me be, I feel, a better person because I appreciate the winter. I appreciate the snow. I appreciate the shift in the season change. Like, it's almost like it gives you more life and more things to look forward to. And
interesting.
So, and it's actually given me, when I lived in Africa, I would just dream about, I would say, if I move back to Canada, I'm going to live, I'm going to really take charge of the seasons and live in them. So I've actually adapted a very outdoor active lifestyle because of it. And I just feel like I take a full appreciation of the seasons, and it's really changed me. And I've met a lot of new people. So moving back to Canada, moving to Ontario, I love Ontario. I feel like I'm in the perfect location. I'm very happy where I am. I'm close to the city, but not in the city.
Yeah.
I'm close to cottage life for the summer. I'm I love snowboarding, so I'm close to the hills. So I am right where
location.
I should be.
That's awesome.
Right where I should be.
What do you think is the most common reason for people failing or giving up?
It's a combination of things. I think it's the mindset. It's also their environment. What kind of environment are they around? And then the support network. So those three, that combination is powerful. So shifting the mindset and taking control as much as you can of your environment. Right. I mean, some people, you only have so much option, but really, again, if you get yourself in the mindset that you do not need things.
Yes.
You don't need a gym. Like I was telling people on the internet, you don't need a gym. You just need your body. Your body is your tool. You can do so much with yourself. It's all about your mindset. And then again, like having a good support network, people who encourage you and support you and that you can hold it, like be accountable with. That really makes a difference for success, I feel.
I think that is the most important part, is the mindset shift and the accountability, and a support system is absolutely key for so much in life as an entrepreneur, as training in fitness, getting into a better fitness space, mind space, all of it. Support is so key.
100%. Yeah. You need those are your people.
Yeah.
But you have to be particular about your people.
Yes. Surround yourself with the right people, for sure.
Yeah. And I think as you get, the more you shift into that wellness lifestyle or that healthy lifestyle, you start to be more and more aware of who you're surrounding yourself with, because you're only going to be as good as the people around you.
That's right.
Yeah. And their mindsets and their energy. Yeah.
For sure. Well, that's what they say. Surround yourself with like-minded people, right?
100%.
So, Emilie, how would you like to be remembered?
I would like to be remembered as a kind, courageous, and brave woman. So I think of that and I think of a real warrior. So I want to be remembered as a warrior because that's who I feel like I am. And that's who I'm always continuing to strive for and become. It's just that just that power and overcoming challenge and struggle and, just rising to be my best self. And that's what I feel like a warrior is. And that's how I want people to see me. And I want people to think of me in a way that encourages them to want to be more like that. Because we need more of that in the world. I feel.
Sure
I feel like
do.
we need more positive,
Absolutely.
Kind energy. So
absolutely. And I think now more than ever it's needed.
Yes. Yeah.
100%.
Big time.
What is your personal motto?
Previously it's actually changed, but I've found it to be, I'm continuously saying this. So I think it just naturally came to me, and it's naturally becoming more and more, is that we need to focus on what we can control. Mm-hmm. So especially right now in this current environment, it doesn't matter if you're in your workspace. It doesn't matter if you're in your home. It doesn't matter if you're doing your exercise. You have choices, and, there's a lot of unknowns right now and a lot of things we can't control. And I think that's what's really throwing people off.
Absolutely.
But there are so many things you can still control. So rather than focusing on everything that's going wrong and everything that you cannot change, focus on what you can do. Yeah. So you can get up in the morning and drink a glass of water. You can choose to an extent what you're putting in your body.
Yes.
You can choose to get up and go for a walk outside.
Yep.
You have control of all of those things. So that's what you should focus on.
Yeah. I find that so often people just get caught up in the fact that they worry about shit that they have absolutely no control over. And that does you absolutely no good. It adds stress to your life, which is no good for you. It's a complete waste of time, but it's very hard not to do it.
And we all fall into it sometimes.
Yes, we do.
We all do. Some people get stuck in it.
Yes,
unfortunately.
For sure. Yeah.
So that's where my motto comes in, is that if you're feeling like it's the reminder.
Yeah.
Because we all know it. We just need a reminder sometimes.
Yeah. A kick in the ass for sure.
Yeah. A kick in the ass, 100%.
Yeah. What gives you the motivation to keep going, Emilie?
I often need to pause and reflect. I reflect a lot on where I've been and what I've experienced and some of the challenges I've overcome. I've had a really colorful, interesting life. I mean, a lot of us have, but it's definitely, and we're all unique in our ways, but there's a lot of character building I've had over the years, a very colorful past. So I reflect on that, and it pushes me, because I like to see where I am and all the changes and things I've done for myself and where I've come. And that pushes me further, is to see my own growth, to watch my own personal growth. Yeah. It's also the people I connect with. I like to keep driving myself, because the more I drive myself, I know that there's people who are being lifted and being driven just from watching my own journey. Yeah, for sure. That keeps me going. And then the biggest thing I think is probably what drives me the most is thinking of my future children. I don't have children yet. However, it is everything to me, and it's something I've dreamed of for years. So I think knowing they're coming is also driving me to push, in business and getting myself to a point where when they do come, I'm on top of it. Yeah. Not that anyone ever is, but
as on top of as you can be, that way. For sure. Yes. Absolutely. What is the most recent investment you've made in yourself?
The most recent one was probably the Reiki certification.
Okay.
Where I've actually spent money and taken time out of my day to do that. And again, it's been a long thing coming. I've wanted to do it for years. So just finally, I think, being open to that, because sometimes I shut myself down from that side of myself. Right. Because mainstream, however, it is becoming more mainstream, but being traditional in your personal training and not talking about spirituality, but it is just, I can't stop it. It's who I am and who I'm becoming more. You, So it is part of me, and it's just getting stronger and stronger. So I'm at a point where I'm like, you know what, this is who I am, and this is part of what I do. And I'm just starting to be more brave and open with letting people see that side of me.
And so you should. I mean, that's a big accomplishment. You were able to cross that off your list of things you want to do. It feels so amazing to be able to cross things off your list that you've done, that you've wanted to do. It is for sure.
Best feeling.
If you were writing your autobiography, what would the title be?
It's funny that you say this because I've been thinking and dreaming about that for years. So I've known it for a long time, but I am warrior.
I love it. That's awesome.
So it's coming one day.
I'm sure it will. I have no doubt. And I would love a signed copy when it does.
Yes, you will have one for sure.
Awesome. What is one of the best pieces of advice you've ever received, Emilie?
Believe in yourself. 100% believe in yourself. There's no one else that can tell you what to do. You have to look internally. You have to go deep inside, know who you are, and know what you want. That's the hard part for people is a lot of people don't want to look inside. No, and they're terrified to. Yes, but that's where everything, absolutely everything in life starts with self. Yep. You are the foundation, 100%. And then it just emanates out from there. That's it. And you'll have more energy and you'll be driven. And sure. It's again, when we get stuck on the surface and image and all of that, it's because we haven't dug deep enough. Yeah, if you ask me. I would agree with that. So I think this time that we're all going through is really about finding your inner self, your inner warrior, digging down deep and bringing that person to life, because absolutely this is the opportunity and this is the time to do it. Yeah, for sure. We've all been given this time. Everybody in the world has been given this time. So we need to take advantage of it and use it. Yes. Yeah. I really believe that. But there's so many people that are bitching and complaining and whining about it. It's like, just see the silver lining. And I know there's been a lot of shit. There's been a lot of bad. Absolutely. But you have to look for the silver lining and find it. It's there. And it's always there. Yeah. It doesn't matter what circumstance you're in. And I think that's where, when I reflect on my life and backward, that's how I have the ability to see it. Yeah. And it's tapping into that spirituality and it's going in deep into yourself. Yes. That's where it comes from. So again, that's a lot of what Wellness Warrior is don't look on the surface. I love it. You got to dig deeper. You're going to find it deeper, and then your entire life and your body will change. Your outer goals will come if you go inside first. And do the inner work, for sure. Yes. Yes. You're getting it. You got it. It's a hard thing to explain. It is for sure. What is one of your favorite quotes? One of my favorite quotes is, "She who is brave is free." I think I've told myself that for years, and it's pushed me into new levels. So again, getting my Reiki, that was me being brave. And really, when you start being brave and pushing outside of your comfort, that's where your real growth is. And I say, she who is brave is free. There's a freedom of not needing anyone to tell you that you're doing a good job, and not needing anyone to say that what you're doing is the right thing, because you know it for yourself. Yeah. You don't need that. A lot of people seek that validation though. Yeah. Thank you. You articulated that much better than me, but the validation, you don't need the validation from anyone. And there's a freedom in that and a power in that. So when you're able to push outside and you're able to be brave, you will find a new freedom. So that is a really powerful quote to me, and I've used it for years. I love it. What does the word empowerment mean to you, Emilie? A very powerful word empowerment is. I have loved and been attracted to the word for years. And part of being attracted to the word empowerment is because it reminds me of my own self, because it's MP. So I always was attracted to it because it's EM. Everyone has always called me M. Yeah. So I felt like it was my word. So I love it. and then beyond that, it's what it carries with it. It is just this overall, like this fire to it. Right. So empowerment to me means giving the people around me the energy and the skill set to be able to rise up out of whatever they're dealing with and take charge of their lives, of themselves, of whatever life throws their way. Yeah. And then to continue to rise beyond that, and then share that power and that what they've learned from it with everyone in their path. How do you define success? What does that word mean to you? So success is, to me, it could have many meanings. But when I think of life for myself, it's having the flexibility and the financial stability. I'm not looking to be, it's not about chasing money. It's just about having the stability to be flexible. Right. So I can continue living the lifestyle that I've started to live, and started to create, because I'm sort of creating a lifestyle that I want to live long term.
Yeah.
And bring my family, my future children into that lifestyle. So it's about creating a structure, a flexibility that's going to allow me to do what I want when I want, to an extent.
All right. Okay, we're going to do a little rapid fire section here that I've started doing. So just a few quick questions, 1-2 word answers, basically.
Mm-hmm.
How would you describe yourself in one word?
Enthusiastic.
Money or fame?
Money.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Entrepreneur life is?
A combination of exhilaration and exhaustion.
I love that. That's a great definition.
Good. It's a balance between the two.
For sure.
Some days it feels one way, some days it feels the other.
Yeah, absolutely. If I had an extra hour a day, I would
call my mom.
My favorite way to unwind is?
A glass of wine and a hot bubble bath.
Beautiful. The last book or podcast I listened to or read?
I had to put this in here, but Unfold Me by Deirdre Maloney.
Yes.
Of course.
Of course.
I've read it twice, so I am actually reading another book right now, but that's a super important book to me, so I want to shout it out.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Okay, we'll get back to normal questions now for the last few. If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be?
Follow your heart. And again, don't be held back by other people's opinions and expectations of what is the right way to do things and how you should be living your life. It has nothing to do with anyone else. You've got to look inside and follow your heart. And I wish I had known that earlier.
Absolutely. But you know it now, so
I do know it now.
Can you share a situation that's occurred in your life that you feel provides insight as to your character, who Emilie is?
Yeah, so I couldn't think of one particular. There's been a lot of interesting situations in my life. Like I said, a very colorful background, I feel.
Yeah.
But I do feel like it's the connections with, people of all ages, economic backgrounds, religions, cultures. It's the connections with those people and my ability to stay connected with them that says the most about my character. I think it's people. I love people. I love all different types of people. I don't judge people. I've tried not to judge people.
Yeah.
And I love creating and making new connections. Like it drives me, it fills me. I love trying to help people find the silver lining or, when they have darkness in their life, igniting that light in them.
Yeah.
That is what, what drives me, what fills me up. So I think that's my character is people. Like I just feed off of people. I love people.
Well, it's a big part of your business too, though.
It is. Yeah. And it's just maintaining those connections internationally. And that's my character.
Okay. And lastly, if you were to deliver your last 30-second speech to the world, what do you think that last 30 seconds would sound like?
All right. So it is in our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. So this is by Aristotle. I feel like that's a really powerful quote. And it reminds me that these dark, challenging times, especially right now, can control us or they can elevate us. You have a choice. Choose to look for the positive. Focus on all that you do have, on what actually matters. Choose gratitude. Choose what you can do. What matters most to you is you. Taking care of you, your well-being, you and you alone are responsible for your life. You are a warrior, so rise up.
I love that. That's beautiful. That's amazing, Emilie. Beautiful way to end the interview. Thank you so much, Emilie, for being here and being part of the Empowerography community and allowing me to interview you. It's been such an absolute honor and pleasure to have you here as a guest today and have you share a bit about your story and your journey. You are an incredibly inspiring woman. Your story is inspiring. You are inspiring. You're a beautiful soul. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
Thank you so much. Yeah. And Brad, thank you. I have been admiring what you're doing for a long time now. I think it's incredible. I think connection and I think female power especially is going somewhere. We are the future leaders. And
Absolutely.
I think we need to really cultivate this energy around our young females, because 100%. That's who's going to take control. So I'm absolutely honored to be here. I've wanted to do this for a long time. I've encouraged I've encouraged my best friend to do it because I think it's so amazing. I think she's amazing. I think women are amazing.
Yes.
So I am all about what you're doing. I think what you're doing is incredible. And I totally support and encourage you to carry on.
Well,
I think it's going to grow and build and be a beautiful thing.
Well,
Not that
that's
it is
the hope.
already.
Well, that's
Yes.
the hope that we build as a community, right? Because this platform is just as much yours as it is mine. And yes, this is the time. This is needed now.
This is the time.
Yeah, for sure.
We must work together. Together we are stronger.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Such a pleasure, such an honor. Thank you so much.
Honestly, the honor was all mine, Emily. It was an absolute pleasure speaking with you. And again, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate what you're doing. And it's just been incredibly inspiring speaking with you today.
Super exciting. Okay. You have a wonderful day, Brad.
Thank you once again. My name is...
Yep.
No, go ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead.
I was just saying thank you for the connection, and I hope we continue to stay connected with everyone around us.
Absolutely. Once again, my name is Brad Walsh, host of your Empowerography Podcast. Today, my guest has been Emilie Petras. She is the owner and founder of Wellness Warrior based in Barrie, Ontario. Thanks so much, Emilie. I hope you have an amazing rest of the day.
Take care.
Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends. You can find me at visuphoria.ca and follow me on Instagram at Empowerography Podcast and on Facebook at Empowerography. Please join me next time for another inspirational story from yet another amazing woman.